And first this afternoon, we have the Leader of the Opposition, RT Davies.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. First Minister, your government last week tried to pull the plug on a soap opera because a fictional character disagreed with your government's policy. If Gavin and Stacey got stuck on the M4 because you hadn't built an M4 relief road, would you seek to pull the plug on that programme too?
And plenty of Welsh delegates too, chief amongst them RT Davies, who's leader of the Welsh Conservatives in the Assembly. Mr Davies, in some ways you've got a difficult balancing act here. You have to distance yourself from this UK party and also defend them.
Not at all. We're promoting the positives. I mean, when you look at the council tax situation, for example, in England they're going to have a 3-year council tax freeze. That would be over £100 in everyone's pocket if that was delivered in Wales.
There are so many treatments out there that can make sure that people have a prolonged quality of life if they have a diagnosis. This isn't about taking money from other treatments within the NHS. Right. This is about having priorities within the budget and making sure that millionaires don't continue to receive paracetamol and Borgella on the Welsh NHS while cancer patients go without the treatments they deserve. Thank you all for coming today. Really appreciate it. Let's get behind the campaign and let's make a difference here in Wales. Yeah. First Minister, you recently announced that you will be going to the United States of America on a trade mission. From which airport will you be flying?
I suspect it will be Heathrow.
Thank you for that answer. Doesn't that mean that sum of money with significant payback to the economy of South Wales? Will you not now pursue that case and establish a North American air link direct from Cardiff Airport?
Sadly, what we've lacked in Wales is any coherent policy that pulls the development, regeneration and assistance to small businesses up and down our high streets together. And so as Welsh Conservatives, we wanted to do that, and we've done that in our document that has ambition, action and achievement at its heart.
Here in Barry, we have the largest town in Wales. We have a vibrant population who do care passionately about their civic pride, and ultimately, Officer, it is a bit rich, First Minister, you talking of scaremongering, when back at the end of September you talked of the budget for the Welsh NHS being slightly short. These were your words used in this plenary in response to my questioning about end-of-year outcomes for our NHBs. Here we have the Auditor-General indicating a midpoint of 70 million, which your own Chief Executive of the Welsh NHS agrees with, but an extreme position of £130 million. Where's it all gone wrong, First Minister?
Now there are calls to change that so that in future Assembly members would be sitting in a parliament. Now nothing would have to change other than the name, and it's needed, we're told, to avoid confusing the voters.
In people's mind, that understanding isn't there. It is still very confused. People still mix the Welsh Government with the Welsh Assembly and just identify the Assembly as being responsible for everything. That is not the case. And what we need to do is make sure in people's minds, when they vote, they know what they're voting and they know where the responsibility lies. And that's a key foundation of democracy.
I just want to ask about your own performance. You've been leader now of the Conservative group in the Assembly for 8 months. Do you feel you're landing blows on the First Minister?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, ultimately, we have a very robust opposition. We are the official opposition in the Assembly. We've worked constructively with other parties when we voted to defeat the budget. Admittedly, the government got that budget through in the end, but it focused minds on what could be achieved. And above all, my colleagues in the Assembly are working tirelessly to hold this government to account and create a positive platform so people know that when they vote Welsh Conservative, they're voting for a party that's on their side and working on their behalf.